Today on DC News Now, enjoying the warm temps but bracing for the rain. Our meteorologist Damon Matson is tracking those showers. Is it in the cards? A plan to bring a casino to Northern Virginia is moving forward, but not all are on board.
Companies might not find that a casino is exactly who they want as a neighbor.
We've got to look at what's next for that bill. The head coach of the Washington Wizards is gone. Why Monumental Sports says the change is necessary. Tax season is right around the corner. We're helping you find free filing resources. A principal is out of the job after sexual harassment and bullying allegations.
It needs to stop now. The people in Montgomery County need to stand up for the victims.
We've got an in-depth look at the shocking report.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Meteorologist Damon Matson joined us with the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, when I went to the car this morning, I was surprised by how warm it was.
I mean, Mark, we got this warmth building up out there. It feels like it is in the springtime right now. But not only that, we are dealing with some light rainfall and, more importantly, reduced visibility from very dense fog. So we have a lot going on out there in this much warmer setup. Here's that current satellite and radar picture again. We saw a wave of rain move through during the early morning hours just before sunrise. So many of us not really seeing that rainfall for our drive into work, school, whatever you may have going on out there today, but it certainly was already soggy from that rain that passed through. And in the last couple of hours, we've just had some pockets of light rain at this point over Loudoun, Montgomery counties is where we're seeing the highest concentration of some of that light rain, but many of us really staying dry for the moment as we await our next round of steadier rainfall that should be moving in later on. But in the meantime, where there is not rain, there is plenty of fog and mist, and this is the view across a good portion of the region. Hagerstown, notice well off in the distance there, you cannot really see the tree line as that fog has built in across Washington County, and in some other locations the fog is even more dense than this. And here you go, primarily north central Maryland is where we have that dense fog in place, where visibility is down to less than a mile. You're barely able to see in front of you out on the roadways with that type of fog. So folks, just want to continue to mention, stay cautious out there. This fog is going to roll in and out across the viewing area all day long. So while it may be clear right now in places like Manassas down toward Fredericksburg, we could see some dense fog build in just that quickly. And as a matter of fact, 4 areas in Maryland here with that dense fog, there is a dense fog advisory that goes until 1 p.m. to talk about and highlight that threat as that reduced visibility continues here, at least for the next hour. Now, in terms of that rainfall, we will continue to see some pockets of light rain showers throughout the afternoon, but we're not going to see any sort of steadier precipitation until we get into later this evening, the early overnight hours. That's when things will start to really turn soggy once again. And notice how it stays mild, barely any movement with our temperatures, upper 50s, low 60s hanging with us. So we'll talk about when we should expect that next wave of rain to move in and then move out, and we'll let you know when this fog will finally start to dissipate away. It's coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Developing now, Alexandria police are searching for the parents or guardians of a toddler. They say the toddler was randomly dropped off at an apartment and they have no idea who she is or where her loved ones are located. Now, take a look at this photo. Officers say this little girl was dropped off at an apartment complex on South Van Dorn Street by an unknown person last night around 10 p.m. Now, right now, she's in the care of Child Protective Services, and DC News Now is working to learn more. In the meantime, if you recognize this child or you have any information about her family, you are urged to contact police or call 911. Well, D.C. police officers on administrative duty after shooting and killing a man suffering a mental health crisis. It's a story you first saw breaking right here at noon yesterday, and officers responded to a call shortly before 7 a.m. on Benning Road. Investigators say that crisis intervention officers spoke to the man for 2 hours before he agreed to get in an ambulance. And according to police, the man attacked a paramedic on the way to the hospital. He jumped out of the ambulance on North Capitol Street and assaulted an officer. Police claim that they shot him when he approached them with some kind of a metal object in his hand. People say they're concerned, especially since the man was shot by a crisis intervention officer.
Who do you call? If you call in the police and these are the ones that's going to take your life after talking to you for 2 hours, there was some failures here.
MPD has not identified the officer or the man who was shot. The shooting remains under investigation. Well, if you know of someone who's suffering from a mental health crisis, there are resources to help. In the district, the Mental Health Association of the District of Columbia. The information for that organization is on your screen. You can always dial 988, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Well, new at noon, we're learning who Monumental Sports is naming as the interim coach of the Washington Wizards. They say that Brian Keefe will take over as former head as the coach as Wes Unseld Jr. takes a step down. Unseld will now take on an office advisory position. And the Monumental basketball president announced the decision today. They determined that a change was needed for the benefit of the team. Unseld compiled a record of 77 and 130 during his time with the team. He was named head coach of the Wizards in July of 2021. Brian Keefe was named the Wizards' lead assistant in July. He brings experience with the LA Lakers, the New York Knicks, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Well, tonight, the city of Alexandria is hosting a planning meeting on the future of the proposed Potomac Yard Entertainment District. This comes as Monumental Sports announced the potential move of the Capitals and the Wizards to Alexandria from the district. That announcement came back in December. There are concerns over drops in business in D.C. and bringing traffic to Alexandria. That meeting again tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. It will go over schools, housing, and community benefits related to the entertainment district. Anyone may attend, but you must register in advance, and you can sign up by visiting the calendar of events on the City of Alexandria's website. A casino could be coming to Northern Virginia sometime in the near future, and proponents of the plan say it could be a huge draw for visitors, but others are skeptical. Our Candace Cole is breaking down that potential move.
Well, Fairfax County is now one step closer to holding a referendum that could greenlight a casino to be built here in the county. That's after a bill passed a key Virginia Senate committee yesterday. This vacant car lot here in Vienna could be the future home of a casino, concert venue, and conference center. A bill making its way through Virginia's State House in Richmond would allow voters in Fairfax County to decide on a referendum to allow plans for a casino to move forward. Virginia Senator David Marsden is sponsoring the bill. He says a casino would diversify Fairfax County's tax base and draw gamblers from Potomac and Bethesda in Maryland. He also says a casino in Northern Virginia would help to recoup some of the money flowing out of the state into Maryland's MGM casino at National Harbor. While some agree with Marsden that a casino in the area would be a good thing, some civic groups have voiced opposition, citing concerns over traffic and crime. And Fairfax County Board of Supervisors Chair Jeff McKay says he doesn't see any real financial gain for the county.
Everything's convenient, it's metro accessible. I think a casino is great. It'll bring a lot of revenue, and it's always good for a change. Why not?
It doesn't look like a good financial deal for the county, and I am concerned that our local land use rights and responsibilities as local government are respected.
Now, McKay and the County Legislative Committee will review that bill tomorrow. If it passes the Virginia Senate Finance Committee, it will go on for a vote on the Senate floor. In Fairfax County, Virginia, Candace Cole, D.C. News Now.
All right, Candace, thank you. And covering Metro this afternoon, a new report raising concerns about the safety of Metro Rail. Metro Rail's independent regulator found employees overseeing repairs most times don't know enough about safety measures to do the job correctly. And they also found employees closed work orders without finishing the job. Well, this comes less than a month after the National Transportation Safety Board released its final report on the October 2021 derailment that took hundreds and 7,000 series cars out of service. Well, that report similarly said Metro had a, quote, poor safety culture that led to the derailment. Despite that, passengers seemed unfazed by either report.
I would say that's probably with any type of job. A lot of people don't follow the rules nowadays.
I think the metro is safe for me. I've been doing it for more than 10 years, so it's getting better. I mean, they're getting better.
And Metro could discuss the issue a little further during a meeting scheduled for later today. The tax season begins Monday, and if an accountant is not in your budget, there are ways that you can file your taxes for free in the DMV. Consumer Reporting Weekend anchor Ben Dennis has the details to help you stretch your dollar.
Hey there, we all want to avoid getting a notice from the IRS. Filing your taxes properly can be stressful, but local help is available to stretch your dollar. And for many of us, a refund is on the way to help with your financial goals. Just last year, 12.41 million tax refunds were issued in Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, according to the IRS. Getting some help to file can go a long way. Counseling, often free for those that qualify, and organizations like the United Way, AARP, offer resources to file for free. Generally, for free financial advice, your bank can offer help and counselors from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. File for free. The IRS has the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance and Tax Counseling for the Elderly programs. Folks that qualify generally make $64,000 or less. Those with disabilities and limited English-speaking taxpayers can get assistance too. Find a location near you with this link, irs.treasury.gov/free tax prep. Where might your refund be best used? Well, paying off that credit card debt. Put it into a high-yield savings account, some up to 5% growth annually, or send it to your emergency savings fund for those unexpected expenses. And when filing your taxes, the fastest way to get your refund, that's to submit online. You'll get your refund within 3 weeks after choosing direct deposit versus getting a check in the mail. Stretching your dollar. Ben Dennis, DC News Now.